Good morning, and we'll call to order the meeting of the Regional Transportation Commission of Southern Nevada. Ms. Maynard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission. Your first order of business is to approve the agenda. The agenda is in order and ready for your approval.
And we'll entertain a motion. Motion on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next item is to receive the General Manager's report. We do not have a report this month, and we will move directly to item 3, which is to receive the Nevada Department of Transportation Director's report.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman and board members, we have a brief report. It's timely that Tina Quigley and Councilwoman March and my Deputy Director, Tracy Larkin-Thomason, are back east because the House is expected to unveil their long-term transportation bill. It's a good time to meet with the delegation and get the reinforcement of the need for transportation funding in the long term in Nevada. One of the things that we're hearing is that there's enough money in the general fund transfer that occurred lately that it could last until the middle of next year. So we expect that there's going to be another short-term extension. It expires October 29th currently. Another short-term extension for them, the Senate and the House, to reconcile their differences and pass a long-term transportation bill. The other thing to report is that reviews are currently being conducted on our big Project Neon design-build project. 3 shortlisted design-build teams submitted their proposals, and one will be announced as the preferred team to the Transportation Board for their consideration on October 12th of this year. The City of Las Vegas is participating in the review, and it is quite an effort for the review, a lot of commitment of time, and I appreciate the efforts from the City of Las Vegas representatives. And another thing to report, lastly, is that we recently hired a new Deputy Director for Environmental and Stormwater. The gentleman's name is Dave Gaskin, and he was formerly with the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, worked in the Water Quality Bureau at that state agency. He recently attended a meeting of the Southern Nevada Water Quality Advisory Group to meet the folks down here in Southern Nevada at the Regional Flood Control District. So he's hitting the ground running and hopefully getting NDOT stormwater program and Clean Water Act compliance in order so that we have a meeting set up with the US EPA to negotiate a consent decree, or at least start the negotiations later this month, September 25th. That concludes the director's report from NDOT.
Okay, the next.
Thank you, Director Malfabon. Just on that water quality issue, the state issued an audit report in draft, my understanding. And just to make all our members aware, I think there's agenda items being recommended at all our agencies. This is one of those issues that if we don't get out in front of, as far as the stormwater and managing that, there could be some pretty significant consequences down the road. So I know that in my briefing I received last week that we were going to try to get agenda items on all the respective agencies.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is to conduct your first citizens' participation.
It's the first time set aside for public comment. Those wishing to speak on a posted agenda item, now is your opportunity. Seeing and hearing no one, we'll close this portion of public comment.
All right, Mr. Chairman, the next item is to approve the consent agenda, which consists of items 5 through 54.
Motion on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, the next item on the agenda is to conduct your final citizens' participation.
It's the second time set aside for public comment. Those wishing to speak to the board on just about anything, now is your opportunity. Please state your name for the record. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Thank you. My name is Alita Dupree. I'll spell it A-L-E-T-A-D-U-P REE of Las Vegas. So I've come back to speak about miscellaneous issues that I've read about. I'm looking forward to the new November service changes. I like what I see. I'll not talk about them now. I will take advantage of the email opportunity and send that in by the deadline. And I appreciate said last time about fair media. I'm not going to go into detail about that issue, but I was a little floored when I found that I could not buy day passes at a location. And I generally use 15-day passes, as I used mine this morning. They're great. I hope they don't go away in whatever form we use. But I never know if I'm going to travel, and so if I'm not going to use enough rides to justify a 15-day, then I have to buy individual fares, which is fine, but I can't keep some day passes on my desk. So I have to find bills which may be crumpled and coins. If I don't get to the bank, I'm kind of in a bind there. So if there's blank card stock for day passes sitting somewhere, but yet I can't buy a blank one, I would be happy to buy a blank one and spare having to buy it on the bus, fumbling for cash like it happens. So as we transition toward electronic fare, paper fares, I'm presuming, are still going to be around for a while. So I'd like to see that. The thing is that when I use the vending machines, the clock starts as soon as I buy it, so I can't buy blank passes to put onto my on my desk. So, but I am able to get the 15 days. Albertsons is great. I can use my phone or this to pay at Albertsons or Walgreens, and the Albertsons I go to has been really great about keeping fair media in stock. So I'm happy about that. But I'd like to see us push more toward bigger things. And I'm looking forward to the new 60-foot buses. I really like them on Sahara. There's 11 disabled seating positions sideways, which is really good for me as a disabled Desert Storm service-connected veteran. I'd really like to see those on the Charleston. Sometimes with those double-deckers, they take so much time to load, and there's only 4 to 6 disabled positions on board. So anyway, that's all I have to say, and I thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker. Good morning.
Morning. Barry Johnson, Las Vegas Road Construction Watch. Wanted to thank you guys for all your participation and us nagging you about the different things that we keep finding. RTC has been great about working with us and putting forth every effort that they can. I can't really say that about the city. I haven't really got much response from them. Your office, Mr. Arkanian, hasn't emailed me back yet, and we'll be waiting for that. So we'll email you again today with our questions and whatnot. Emailing your office, the Public Works Department has been helping us a little. It takes a little time, and we understand that. We have patience, so we wanted to thank everybody for helping us out. Major complaints that we're hearing right now is the like Flamingo for this last weekend. Flamingo, they had the landscapers. There's only 2 or 3 people working at a time. They're not working very many hours. They was closed the 2 lanes or 1 lane in each direction all of Labor Day weekend. When it's just landscaping, they could have thrown those cones right in the middle. That hasn't happened. We also have heard a lot of complaints about the Smoke Ranch Road. Barely anybody working, and just a plethora of cones out there. Those are the 2 major complaints that we're hearing from people. We just got an alert from a citizen saying that they lost their job because of Project Neon, and I guess a family had that property for generations, and that property got whacked out. They were underpaid for it, and they only had 2 weeks to leave the property. So we're still trying to figure out the facts and get some more information to you guys about that to figure out why that happened. We've gone through, and RTC's got us the project plans from Las Vegas Paving and the other contractors. I know they're not terribly happy with us right now, but one of the points that we wanted to make is that they're overburdening themselves. They're taking on too much work. They either don't have enough workers or their project managers aren't making sure that these projects are being worked on 7 days a week. One of the things that we talked about with Las Vegas Paving was that they would go and start working 10-hour days and then schedule, 4 40-hour shifts and 3 30-hour shifts. So they're at least working 7 days a week and getting things accomplished. It's running out of time here, so I'll just bring up Commissioner G, during the COPS tax, you said that it was regressive for 5 cents per 100, but when you look at the gas tax right now, it's 6.6 cents. I think that's about $2.07 per 100, and then when it hits the 10-cent cap, which you wanted to go beyond the cap, that's going to end up $3.10 per 100. So if it's regressive on a nickel per 100 for the COPS tax, how is that not regressive for the fuel indexing, revenue indexing tax? Okay. So that's about it. I still send you guys emails, hopefully more than just Larry, and RTC will start responding, and I appreciate you, sir, and you guys have been, sticking in there with us, and we're just here to make things better.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker. Councilwoman.
I just wanted to ask you, would you resend that to me, please? Because I don't recall getting it, and we'll address it quickly then.
Thank you. No other speakers? Seeing and hearing no one, we'll close this portion of public comment. This meeting is adjourned.